Hi, my name is Eve, and I was weaponized at the slut factory as a kid. Let's talk about it. If you're a kid, beat it! I gotta talk to the adults. Or stick around and learn something, but don't ever live a life like mine. Some of you consider my work to be too prurient. However, I understand that perspective. But if that's you, you're a Philistine. I've worked in comic books and music, and I've modeled. I've also worked as an executive in higher education. As a young child, I was exposed to inappropriate sexual situations that discombobulated my little developing mind. Complicating matters further, I also came of age in the era of Prince and Madonna, when sleazy Sunset Strip cock rock permeated the airwaves. Entertainment was very libidinous, and that's okay, unless you're a developing little kid that had already been exposed to the slut factory in my home environment.
Let's consider a baseline child's brain, as we see in this scientifically accurate image of a normie child's brain during early development. He's a happy, content blank slate, living in safety and well-loved. His only concerns are stereotypically juvenile pursuits, and the world ahead is safe when guided by responsible and ethical role models. Now, we'll contrast that lucky little devil's brain with a scientifically accurate image of my brain during early development. As you can see, harrowing thoughts are strobing neon, plaguing my medulla blah blah gutter, while I struggle to exist in a Darwinist nightmare. Turns out, trauma, neglect, and a mostly scumbag family can have quite an impact on the developing mind of a vulnerable child.
These conflicting, often confusing feelings manifested in the art that I made, in the music that I wrote and performed. I would depict scenes of desire, sexuality, lust, before I even knew what those feelings meant. Socially, this manifested as promiscuity. I have no idea how many partners I've had sexually. I begin with the year that I became sexually active, the number of partners that I had on average in any given week, and then multiply that by number of weeks in the year and number of years since I became sexually active. These are not baseline, normal, adolescent, or young adult behaviors, but I never got to be a normal kid. In college, I began working in the sex industry. I attended school on a full-ride scholarship, but had no idea how to conduct myself like a normal boy. The more stress I was put under, the more I acted out sexually. And so, working in the sex industry seemed like my natural progression. So I became a purveyor of negotiable physical intimacy.
It's ultra important to me to tell you that I have no erotic response to the art that I make. I don't create anything simply because it arouses me. It's okay if you react to it as the viewer, though. Commodification of self as an object of desire and subjective vanity are super fascinating to me. I grew up so far from a normal life that sometimes I feel like an alien, depicting a caricature of human anatomy and the human experience. And that's probably not very healthy.
If I may be vulnerable for just a moment. After a lot of growth, evolution, and reparative work, it is my sincere personal view that sex can be a wonderfully thrilling, scary amusement park ride. But it can also be kind of a gross joke. Through art, I often seek to analyze both perspectives, and both perspectives are situationally valid. However, to be honest, the rebellious little Dadaist I am at my core thinks it's funny to draw dicks. Thank you for listening. Please send me money.